I meant to get to my video much earlier, but I had a little interruption. I can't believe it happened. But okay, so let me start the story. On Saturday, I was sitting here working away, uploading to BitChute, and I heard a fighter jet go by. It was just after lunchtime, and it was low. I went on flight radar immediately. I missed it, but I heard it come by. And there was no plane on flight radar, nothing. Not too long after, 20 minutes, 30 minutes after, again, it went by. Same one, I don't know. Again, not on flight radar. I could hear it, and it was super low. The snowbirds are actually in, or were housed in Moose Jaw forever, so I know how they fly. And I know the sound because they practice here in the summer times, or they used to anyway. Well, at 1:28, I was getting ready upstairs in my room, and all of a sudden, I heard the same sound. I jumped up, go to the window, and it's going by, and like this, off east, spraying something, and it was low. It was low. And there was a puff of white behind it. I looked on flight radar right away. No plane, no plane. Third time. What was that they were spraying? It's wild. Then, immediately after, I caught another plane on the way. Now, I'm actually going to do a post about this on Facebook and Instagram, so look for that. And I'm going to show you the details. And again, not available. But this plane I spotted coming in from Calgary towards Regina. It went off radar around Swift Current, and then it was going low, like 3,500 feet, pretty much the whole way, which is weird. And then as it came to Regina and outside, it was at 2,400 feet, and then it just dropped off, and then it wasn't even there anymore. Super weird. What were they spraying? And how come they're not on radar? That's strange. And these are the things we need to be looking for in our world today, these strange occurrences. What's really going on? The censorship battle continues, and on BitChute, it's super interesting. Because when they finally do allow my video to get up, there are several that all of a sudden they just won't play. What happens on BitChute, which is super interesting, is that within the first 15, 20 minutes, the hour, I've got 50, 60 views. And then all of a sudden, a dead stop. Nothing. So I go in, and of course the video won't run. So I have to write my little disclaimer and give the YouTube link, which is helping. I've got a huge body of material, I really do, and I haven't marketed it very well. I've been really intent on getting the information out, and that's where I need to focus right now, is getting the information out. I've got all of it in my videos. I link all sorts of clues throughout them. You just have to listen long enough and pick up your stories and how they might apply to you. I urge you to follow me on Facebook and subscribe. BitChute or YouTube. I will have my own website up soon. My gosh, it's taking forever, but I've been challenged by this BitChute thing. And then, of course, challenged by posting my materials and YouTube blocking them. And I'm finding that in the lockdown type groups. They can't access to YouTube. So there's something, as I said yesterday in my video, there's something strange going on there. It's like they let me fly on BitChute and then they're like, "Boop, shut her down." Because honestly, the way those videos are flying, like it makes YouTube look like piddle. So I can't imagine what would have happened if YouTube would actually have exposed my material. In any case, it's flying now. I'm in marketing mode. I've got a huge body of material and now I'm going to market the shit out of it. Because we're at war. We are. This is a war against humanity. In biotechnology, they play really dirty. And I'm seeing them infusing themselves in these lockdown groups. Kind of like how I saw the trolls on Global Chemtrail Skywatch, how I started to recognize them. Coming in with these kind of leading statements to inspire a certain amount of conversation that might lead to, oh, we should vaccinate. It's interesting. So right now I need to get in there, and that means I have to duke it out. I have avoided duking it out for a long, long time. In fact, in 2015, I went off Twitter and all social media. I was there on Facebook, but you know, I was showing you my food. I wasn't talking about anything important because I hit another state of apathy in 2015, especially when I was seeing the solar radiation management right before my very eyes and no one was recognizing it. And to me, it was, how can you miss this? And that's how I'm feeling now. When people try to stop me or hold me back, that just makes me want to fight even harder. It doesn't shut me down. So right now I am tailoring my weeks to go into marketing mode. Have to. In 2015, I'm going to tell you what happened that threw me off of it all. And that was, I was doing a lot of social media in regards to genetically modified foods and their dangers. Because doing promotions in health food stores for as long as I did and having my brand and being in the field, talking to what I figure is over 10,000 people in 10 years about their health. And if anybody knows me or has crossed my path, I bet you we've talked about food and what you put in your body. I've seen the health effects and I've watched it. In any case, what happened on Twitter was there was at that time, she was 16 years old, a little GMO activist, young girl from Ontario. And she was well versed on the issue, I can tell you. She could take on the best. I was highly impressed by her acumen in the subject and her passion. And one day on my feed, I saw a man like rip her, not only to shreds, but attempted to humiliate her and sexualize her. And it affected me. So I went, who the hell is this guy? And I started digging up on him. And guess what? It didn't take me 20 minutes, but I found him in the Premier of Saskatchewan in his office, his PR office. Yes, it was Brad Wall at the time that was the Premier. And this man on government taxpayer time was sexualizing, humiliating. It was the most dirty talk I think I had ever been exposed to. And because I knew who she was and she was 16 years old, I was just absolutely horrified. So I called him out on it right on Twitter. Came down real fast. I was blocked. But it was despicable behavior. And that is biotechnology. Her name is Rachel Parent. You need to look her up. And you'll see that Biotech actually had a huge agenda against her and a program, as they do with a lot of people. And now that they're playing dirty, they're in these groups. They are trying to lead discussion and I have to get on the front again. So I will be reactivating my Twitter account. I will be again going to war with this sector that has literally infiltrated our lives and is holding Canadians, Americans, everyone around the world hostage to a vaccine that is not necessary nor wanted by a great many. We have to be excessively careful now because, again, these guys play for keeps and they want to own our humanity. That's their end game. And discrediting is their bread and butter. That's what they do. I've seen it dealing with farmers over the years, how being organic can have you on the other side in the community and not the good side, the weedy side. It's sad and tragic, but it is the toxicity of the pharmaceutical industry, the biotechnology industry, the oil industry, all of them, they're all the same. I heard that again from Vandana Shiva last night as I listened to her speak again because I've been onto her for 20 years. I find it interesting to hear what she says about Bill Gates. And she's seen it in her country. We understand the damage and we understand the stakes. And right now, as I said, this is not just the vaccine or just this or just that. Oh, just a microchip. No, they want to own humanity. They want to dictate everything. And they want you wired into their system. One thing that makes me a person who speaks out about GMOs is because I've watched the health effects. And I've also watched when I recommend that people go off them immediately. And when they do, just like that, their health starts to return. It's a remarkable story shared by many. They don't want you to know that. You see, their foods don't make us well. When you start messing with Mother Nature, the very perfection that's built into all of us, that's when you get in trouble. And they're proving it right before our very eyes. As it's wartime, I'm actually going to, again, change my format. I'm going to 3 days a week on a video. I'm going to start exploring some different formats of videos as well. And I am going to include a Facebook Live once a week. Really get that going. I did it once, a couple of times, and then once just talking about the issues, but we have a lot to talk about. And I'm looking at Wednesdays being that day, 5 o'clock, live at 5. What do you think of that? And that would be my time, which is Central. In any case, I'm winging out ideas because right now we need discussion that's going to start going somewhere. And it doesn't matter where we are. We're all dealing with a level of the very same thing. And it's important to know what your variations are, where you are, and what you're experiencing. I have a bee. Biotech must have sent him. It's probably a genetically modified bee. I told you they play dirty. In any case, I'm back on the front, battling it out with BitChute, getting the message out, and hoping to inspire people to think for themselves, Look up the data. Don't believe me. Start digging. Start comparing to the flu. Start questioning what's going on in your neighborhood. And that biotech bee is determined to get me. So I'm going to get back to work and get that bee out of my hair. Have a great day. And don't forget to subscribe.